my
want?
gosh, I bought groceries today for 2 weeks.
Did you?
Almost $200. It was like 185.
Yeah,
And it was just like some
and it's
chicken
not.
and
It's
pork
not
chops
gonna.
and some ground beef.
It's not gonna get better.
No, it's not. I just about choked.
That's what represent. Yo.
I was gonna write you an email, but I'm a little drunk and spelling is a sober person's game. So I feel I owe you explanation. I'm sorry. Explanation.
Then my next thought was, oh, I could really get some really cool Cyclops goggles.
You could.
No, I couldn't.
You need to.
Not-
Look on Amazon after.
I have searched diligently. I can buy a Cyclops costume, but it's not as cool Cyclops costume. It's the cartoon Cyclops costume, which is not as cool as is the cool Cyclops costume.
Wait, which one's the cool Cyclops costume?
1975, Giant Size X-Men by Len Wein and Dave Cockrum.
Okay.
Not that I've read that a time or two.
Once or twice.
Well, actually, I didn't even know it. I didn't see it until my first issue was 95. It was still bi-monthly. Everyone hated Wolverine. They all hated him. All the readers hated him. And then suddenly,
Interesting.
yeah, it's straight. Then he became the DC version of Batman. Or the Marvel Batman. Or the 1960s Superman who could do everything and was always prepared. 50s and 60s Superman. Oh, when we get around
to dare talk about my Superman.
We get around to talking about, oh, I love Superman, don't get me wrong, but there were some things when he had super ventriloquism and et cetera and so on. You don't want to get me started on Superman.
Let's not. We'll save that for later.
Policy. Well, welcome back, my fellow agents and our fellow believers. It is I, the agent of the master of martial arts and the agent of awesome X7. We wish you a happy Imbolc. That is a holiday that is dedicated to Brigid, the Celtic goddess of fire and home and hearth, and Dub Bierce.
Fierce.
As always, is the talented and the terrorizing tattooed lovely lady Lilith Draco.
Hi. Hello. Welcome back.
And of course, Higgintooth is present.
Always.
I also have Ultra Monster that I fixed because this was broken.
Oh, nice. Glued them back together.
Yeah, it can't find. Yeah, those things run like $90 on eBay now.
Oh, geez.
I bought it for $7. A long time ago. So, Lilith, how's it going?
Good. Just, been going on assignments and working hard and enjoying this weird winter weather. It was 60 degrees today.
Here in Fossil Bed as well.
I'm not sure what's going on, but
breezy here. The Sons of the North Wind were with us. They were with Jason and the Argonauts in the story, but not the movie.
What are you drinking today?
Today, this is a. Oh, geez, that's
it disappeared.
Gone. It's a little. 3/4 gone. Baltic Porter from Alaska, which is sadly, it's. What the hell is this thing? Oh, it's a little stronger than I thought. It's a 9.8.
Excellent.
And unfortunately, it's not one of my favorites. However, go ahead.
If you're almost done, you're going to need a second beer.
Oh, what have you got there that you're sipping on?
Just a splash of Coke. So I am drinking. I have never seen this before, and it was after Christmas since I got it, but It's called Griswold from Red Rock Brewery,
Griswold.
based off of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, which is my absolute favorite Christmas movie. Watch it every year. So I had to get it and try it. I didn't know what it was because it doesn't really say in big letters. So I got it and I was going to see, but it is an ale and it is a 8.5%.
Whoa, that's a hefty ale. Here,
Yes,
it's called what?
it's called Griswold by Red Rock, which is in Salt Lake, I believe. Salt Lake, Utah.
Let's see if I can find out what kind of ale. Ale, that's a type of beer.
It is a type of beer.
Griswold's Holiday Ale?
Yes.
Yes. Holiday ales are very tasty.
Yes, it is really good. I wish it was a little more bitter. But it's quite good for.
And it's a little darker than what you normally would have.
It is. Look how dark it is in my super awesome diamond glass.
Hence the reason. Have we found a beer we both like? Because I do like winter and holiday ales. I have an Elevation that's super tasty. Super.
I think the last beer we both liked was probably Stella.
Oh, I was afraid that was going to get brought up. Jeez. Can I just have a sip of it? I did not ask you. That was Blue Moon. Jeez.
That was Blue Moon.
That's
You
embarrassing.
have a sip and half of it would be gone.
At least I didn't eat your food.
No, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. So, I've got a brother. He lives in Montana, but he used to live here in the 1800s. But he actually, yeah, I know. He works in Las Vegas. So he was driving from southern Utah into Nevada to go to work. Now his family moved to Montana, so he flies to work in Las Vegas.
Oh.
Crazy. Anyway, so he'll stop in because they're still trying to move back and forth. And he stopped in one day this last week. I think it was Thursday. Anyway, he was showing me pictures of his new tattoos, and he's got a son who's 19. I think he's 19, almost 20, who has started getting tattoos in the last year and now has like 5.
5 at age
Anyway.
20?
Yeah. Like they've been talking to me about tattoos for a long time. You know, what should I get? What do you think about placing them on this spot? You know, and they chose some painful spots, or they were thinking of some painful spots, you know, like right here on the chest.
Yes.
Anyway, it got me a little frustrated, I guess. Maybe that's not the right word. It's been so long since I've had any ink therapy that it was irritating me. I want to get a tattoo. Anyway,
Needing.
I do.
Has it
I
been
need
since
that
Vernal?
therapy. No, it was this one, which was after Vernal.
Oh yes, I remember that. Okay, thank goodness, because Vernal's almost been 8 years, almost 10 years ago.
Yeah. So
We'll
it's been about,
have to have an
7
episode
years.
of Vernal now, won't we?
oh, we will. Anyway, so for me, it's been about 7 years. 7 years since I've had a tattoo. When was the last time you got a tattoo?
I don't want to tell you.
It was like 2 months ago.
No, I didn't get one. It was when I went to Cheyenne and got my Triceratops, the state dinosaur of Cheyenne, because they have a stupid state fossil, much cooler state dinosaur. That would have been last year. Last year I went to the other place where the University of Wyoming is. I thought about getting a tattoo there, but then I bought a new car.
Laramie.
Laramie, yes, that's
Laramie.
They had a someone I looked into, and I thought, okay, maybe I can get one. And I couldn't find the place, and
Yeah.
yeah, screw it. So it's been a year. It's been just a year, not quite a year and a half, but yeah. And that was a good. I love my Triceratops. But
How many are you up to now?
22.
Holy moly!
I was only going to get one, as you well know.
Right. A tiny little pool jewel.
Well, it meant something. Now I'm kind of like, yeah. I shouldn't have hung
And what
that
did I tell you before you got it?
well, you told me to grow a set
Yes.
and get one. You didn't say.
And get one because you've been talking about it for 20 years.
You know, let me think about that.
But-
Almost 25. Nah, not quite 20. Maybe 22.
But I told you to get, if you're going to get it, get a dragon or something around it. Don't make it this dumb little jewel right here on your shoulder. Because before you got the other ones, it was that single little, but I told you to get a dragon around it.
Well, I thought about it, but I'm glad I didn't, because I have better ideas for dragons now and how I want it to look for them, because there'll be two, one for each side.
Right.
I don't have anything on my back. Everything is where I can see it, because
Right.
I
'cause
look at my tattoos.
Yeah.
Unlike my dumbass cousin Ron Bill, who wanted to get a full Darth Vader piece on his back. Darth Vader on his back. But yeah, I mean, the problem was when you get one that only takes an hour and it doesn't hurt because it's in a very meaty part of your arm, you think,
Right.
oh,
that
I'll get a
was
larger
easy.
one next time.
That was easy peasy.
It was. The next one was not. I was not warned about a lot of things by my enabler, my tattoo enabler. Ooh, that would have been a really good introduction for you.
Tattoo enabler.
Well, my sainted mother thinks that you're the reason for tattoos. She's not wrong. I mean, she's kind of wrong, but she's not completely wrong.
Yeah, but she still loves me, and I'm higher on the list of favorites than you are. So,
The cat's higher on the list of favorites than I am.
well, yeah, pretty much everything, because you're like, everyone else is meow, and you're meow. I now have, hold on, I have to count.
You have a gigantic piece, a sleeve. Does that count as one, or every time you had it worked on, does that count as one?
Hold on.
Look, we're going to start seeing steam come out of her ears here in a moment.
That's not right. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You know, as Barbie
9,
said,
10,
math is hard.
11, 12. I've got more than 12, 13.
Yeah. You have to have more than 12. You've got like 12 on your back. She's got the Chinese kanji for soup on her back.
That's right. I have 15. 15
Really?
tattoos. I've
Well,
kind of been stagnant.
I think having a whole sleeve should count as a lot, because you've got it around your elbow, and your humble agent here does not have anything there.
Oh, that was painful, and that was painful.
I got a lot of texts about that, and then your ribbon.
And this one was super painful. Oh, that's the only one I had to make them stop and give me time. Everyone else, the tattoo artist was like, I need 5 minutes. Okay.
Because their hand was cramping.
Probably.
I've only had to tap out once, and yikes. But I believe we'll be talking about that later in a episode following. Was not informed about that by either of you, my artist or my witch.
I've not ever used the numbing cream.
She
kind of
spritzed.
all been,
She spritzed.
I've not used any of that. It's all been straight up
Yeah,
pain.
I know you're more of a man than I am.
Hmm.
Wish I had a man like you on my team. I'm every bit the man Lilith is.
So what are your plans for your next tattoo? Have you thought about that?
Well, yes. I thought about getting one here, just a smaller one, because the new ride is expensive. So a smaller
Right.
one, which was going to be an ichthyosaurus of sorts, with a symbol, another symbol from one of my favorite television shows, which would be really easy because it could go, and then you could extend it around, like
Right.
here.
Yes.
So maybe when I go to Moab, because I mean, Utah, your fossil isn't your state fossil the Velociraptor? No, pardon me, the Utah Raptor,
Yes.
which is
Yes.
cool enough, but it's kind of overdone right now. And
It
ichthyosaurs
is.
didn't really exist. They're not found in Utah. They're not found in fossil bed either. But then they're not my favorite marine reptile. Barry Anning discovered them and the plesiosaur and the Dimorphodon, among many other things.
The swimming
So
kind.
might be it, but maybe when I have money again. I have dragons, two dragons that I want tails coming from here over to their shoulders.
Right.
I don't know what else, really. I do have a whole leg that's empty. My right leg is empty, and some
Yep.
things can go there. Maybe, I don't know what. But I want to actually have a design instead of just random stuff, because I was only ever going to get one.
Right, of course. I knew different. I knew you wouldn't stop at one, but
And was not told that. All I was told was to grow a set and get one.
and you finally did, and so it worked.
Yes, I do have a set now. It's only 20 years old, but I have a set. Actually, 2007. It's not even 2008, because Tiger Hair showed up in 2009.
They all kind of,
It's
So
true.
I have on my right leg from hip to foot is completely empty.
Copycat.
Huh?
Copycat.
Well, because I
Lil-
have a plan for it.
Lilith has had had tattoos before I did, so if I'm calling her a copycat, I'm going to fess up to that one.
Good job. Way to take it.
I'll take it like a man.
It'll be super expensive, but I do want to start working on that leg and getting Hell on there.
Oh,
My
geez.
goddess Hell on
Is
there.
is this the one your sister's going to design for you?
She has asked multiple times, and so I think that's the one that I'll see if she'll design. But it will be that full leg piece down onto my foot.
Yikes. Is that going to go around to the hoo-ha? That was our
course.
deal. That was our deal.
Of course. As long as you get
That
Godzilla
is-
on your back and shoulders.
That was the evil one's part. You don't want to be part of that now, do you? The betrayer.
It's a fantastic idea, and I am all for it.
Where would his
And
head
I
go?
will push it every chance I get.
Where would his head go?
On your neck. He's reaching his little arms up and over, so he'll be like,
This is Agent K, if anyone doesn't remember. There's her butt.
you can see videos of her and the other kitty on your page, on your YouTube.
Yes, lots on Zenorama.
Everyone should go over there and subscribe.
But she's disappeared because what are you doing? There she goes. Really? Okay. She loves to photobomb video, especially meetings.
So I know I told you initially to grow a pair and finally get your tattoo, but what was it that made you actually go and get it finally?
Well, I was adopting my orange kitty, my ginger, the little ginger shit. And the day I was going over to look for some food, I couldn't find where we were stationed in San Diego. I went to a couple of shops, and I was like, I don't know. It didn't. The energy wasn't there.
Right.
But I ran into this woman who had bugs all over one side of her, and crows on the other side. Tengu warriors that are Japanese crow demons things.
Mhm.
Probably probably the Fae of Asia. Well, some
Right.
of them. And I asked her. I just was like, well, those are you don't see bugs, praying mantises and ladybugs and flying,
Mm-mm.
just everything on. And this is a stereotype, but I hadn't been around a lot of tattooed people, but she had them, and I'd never seen things like that on women. You don't have bugs on you. I don't have bugs on me.
Right.
That would be arthropods, insects, and spite. I think she had a scorpion too. Oh.
Ugh, no.
So I asked her who her artist was, and she's like, well, I am an artist. And I'm like, oh. And she was buying a gigantic bag of dog food for her puppy, who I believe was a Mastiff.
Nice. I love Mastiffs.
So she gave me her card. It had her MySpace page on it, and I called her up and made an appointment down in Chula Vista, or Chulawana, as it's called occasionally.
Yep.
And got my first one, and then my second one, because I thought, oh, this was easy. I can get one that's twice the size and 3 times the color. Neglected to mention it to you. I got yelled at for
Right.
that. You'd think I'd have
Oh,
learned,
yeah.
but yet I still forget. Still hadn't told you. There was another time I didn't tell you, and I still got yelled at.
Of course.
That was
You
Stella's
should have
fault.
learned after the first time.
That was Lucille's fault. I wasn't in my right brain at that point in time. So we'll just blame.
I understand. I understand.
So that's essentially because I like her name. She's Laura Crow. She's still doing tattoos. She's got her studio in San Diego, and I got this one. Actually, I think that was after you moved out, because I got into town and I was staying with Brick 2,
Okay.
or I was waiting for him to get done with his, and I had some time to fill, and I just was like, oh, her studio's right here. I pulled in, and she did not do this one. One of her other artists did it. But I've got 2 or 3 hours here. So he's like, are you ready? And I'm like, I need another hour. You left me alone.
Yeah.
That was kind of random. I was not expecting to do that, but I've been tattooed in 3 states: Colorado, California, and Utah. So yeah, she was my first artist. She did 2. Tiger took 2 times, cuz.
Yeah.
And I did not know. Nobody warned me, Lilith. Not naming anybody, Lilith, that tattooing over a tattoo was
More pleasant.
yeah.
Way more pleasant.
Yeah, you get way more waves too.
Oh yeah. Oh, the waves. That's what I miss.
Well, you have to get a good sized tattoo to get waves. Smaller ones
Yeah,
do
you-
not
They don't do it.
do that much. I mean, Tiger was good enough. I'm sure your sleeve brought waves.
I got a lot. And this Medusa here, he went over her face every single session. Every
Yeah.
session.
We don't like him, so
No. He
Sure.
did great work, but he didn't need to keep going over her face. It got more and more painful. All the freaking scar tissue, man.
And this woman here has the highest pain tolerance of almost anyone I've ever known.
I can handle some pain. So what is it about tattoos that have made you continue to get them more and more?
Well, that's a great question. Listen to you being an interviewer. Good job.
Thanks.
It's one of the things I've done some research into tattoos, and we've watched tattoos, and even if I hadn't been watching what was that show, LA Ink, with Kat Von D, and that's what, watching that brought me into roller derby. So
Right.
maybe I should.
Well, you had a good time for a while.
The first 4 years were, anyway. I think that I'd read that it's not that they're putting the art on you, they're bringing it out, what's already there. And every one of mine, I would say, even the ones that were just like, well, anyway, the bat here was one that
Right.
was a $13 one. It was a fix, but I chose the bat for a reason, not saying Batman or anything, but everything has a reason that I put out. I haven't just got one because I desperately want some ink. It's like,
Right.
I choose the $13 tattoo or the $31 tattoo that I wanted. So everything has meaning to me. And that, I think, is, it's a way of expressing yourself that'll be with you. I mean, you can get a mohawk haircut and it's going to grow out.
Right.
Most of the time. I get a mohawk
Right.
haircut and no one's going to notice. But
No, you still need to do the skullet though. Just do it.
Never going to happen. I don't want to be Paul Heyman. I don't want to be George George. I could be George Carlin because he's brilliant. But no, I'm not going to have the little. It's ridiculous.
So I've discovered that, going along what you just said about how the tattoos are brought out, I look back at old pictures of me where I haven't had my tattoos and I don't look right.
Right.
Like I'm missing from that photo, even though, I'm there. And so I think that's another, one of the reasons why I also continue to get tattoos is.
Except that you need to continue to get tattoos. So bad.
I know. So, I mean, it's really, and a lot of times I don't see my tattoos because I'm used to having them there until someone says, oh, tell me about that tattoo. Oh, that's so cool. Let me look. And then, they come and like twist and turn my arm ways that it shouldn't go. But.
Like you're trying on a dress in Kohl's.
The dress won.
It sure did.
The sequin dress just ripped up my skin.
She's very fair. I mean, for the dreaded daughter of darkness that she is, she's very fair. Yeah, that's. I don't have many people, do that to me because I'm, properly pumped, manly man, of course, and the master of martial arts. Oh, that's an ultra thing. Never mind. But yeah, it's a great conversation starter because people who have tattoos want to know the stories.
Yeah.
I think. And you can always tell someone they have great ink. And it's a compliment. You don't even have to talk to them any more than that. But that's just a nice thing to hear. You're in a line with someone and I've had to say, I'm not staring at you, I'm staring at your ink. And then they're like, oh, I understand. And
yeah,
that's so you can, I'm not saying you're going to make new friends every time, but people who have tattoos will, they'll understand why you're looking at them because you're trying to, like, I wonder what that story is. Is there a story? Were they drunk? Why is that wizard out of focus, Sharon? But
and I'm not gonna lie, the pain is actually a part of it, which is why I don't want to use any of the numbing stuff. I want to feel that pain.
I did not want to, but it was that. We'll talk about it, I'm sure, shortly. I'm in hell.
I really like the pain. I like the sound of the needle, the smell of getting a tattoo, and then afterwards, it's still kind of the pain, but then that wave, that I don't know how else to describe it other than just kind of this wave that goes over the skin from like one side to the other.
It's because
but it kind of makes you shiver, and it's like, oh.
Well, now I am gonna get one when I go to Moab. I'll show you.
It's all a part of the whole experience.
Yes.
And then you have this new beautiful piece that has come out about, who you are, and now you get to see it with all of the other ones.
Right. Exactly. And your artist is also really super important to pick because
Yes.
they'll fit them properly and they'll know where and when, or where and what to add
Mhm.
their own touch to it, because I think that's really important. The artists providing, because you may come up with, a tiki, you want a tiki tattoo, but they're going to take that and then put some of their own self into it. So
Yep.
it's a collaboration between, this is what I'm looking for, and then they'll bring something to it, and I've almost always been like, whoa.
Oh yeah.
The tiger here was only going to be, where's my tiger? It was only going to be tribal. And then she got done, and that was Heather Sin that did that, who was on the first season of Ink Masters.
Mhm.
And I knew she wouldn't last because she was way too precise for that show, because they were looking for
Yeah.
her, people that could do it fast. But I called her back up and said, "Can I get some color added to this?" She's
Yeah.
like, well, "Okay." And so then she made it, and that's what completed it.
So until I got my Viking tattoo here, my Norse tattoo, I only had one other black and white or grayscale tattoo. Everything else has been colored. And that was supposed to be colored. It's the skull and roses on my thigh. That was supposed to be colored. But he did such a good job with just the grayscale that I never felt like I needed color on that. And then I got this one.
Well, and that looks wonderful. I mean, that's a great tattoo.
I like this one.
I don't have any black and whites.
Hmm.
She put not knowing when to stop talking. The only thing that was in color was the mouth of the tiger
Right.
and the eyes. For some
The
reason,
green eyes. The
yes,
green eyes.
green eyes the tiger has, because tigers. All tigers have green eyes, from what I understand. Yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, my fellow agents and our fellow believers. This has been, I don't know, what episode is this? 10, 11, 13, 19, 57?
17. This will be 17.
17. It's got a 7 in it, so it's got to be good. Not divisible by anything, but it's got a 7 in it.
But to be fair, we did skip episode 12. So.
Okay. And now I just derailed my train of thought altogether. This is X7. Until our next assignment and our next whatever Lilith does. Conjuring. Ooh, I like that. This is X7 signing off. Goodbye.
Bye.
I got beer.
I got bottled breast milk.
Why don't we start with the beer?
Okay.
So you like the beer?
I do. Although it's actually a lager.
Huh. What's the difference between beer and lager?
I don't know. We could look it up.